It's a Friday evening and Marcus just got his direct deposit notification. $8,400. After taxes, that's what landing in his account every 2 weeks from his $200,000 a year salary. He screenshots it. Not to show anyone. Just because even after 3 years at this income level, seeing that number still feels like proof that he made it. He did not make it. Across town, his college roommate Daniel is looking at a very different number. $4,100 every 2 weeks. Half of Marcus's take-home. Same age, same city, same year of graduating. Daniel drives a 2015 Toyota Camry with a crack in the passenger seat that he keeps meaning to fix. He has not fixed it. He also has not thought about money in 4 days, which is something Marcus has never experienced in his adult life. In 6 years, Daniel is going to retire. Marcus is going to keep working because he has to. And the crazy part, the part that should make you put your phone down and actually think, is that this was never about the income. It was about what happened to the money after it landed. My name is Nick, and I have spent more time than any normal person should studying why high income and actual wealth are two completely different things. Make sure you are subscribed because today we are going to do something that most finance channels are too afraid to do. We are going to follow $200,000 a year, dollar by dollar, and show you exactly where it disappears. Quick disclaimer before we start. I am not your financial advisor. This is not personalized advice, just the real math and the real patterns. Now let us get into why earning more is sometimes the most dangerous thing that can happen to your finances. Here is the idea I want you to carry through this entire video. Think of a high income like a very fast conveyor belt. The faster the belt moves, the more stuff lands on it. But if there is a hole at the end of the belt, it does not matter how fast it runs. Everything just falls through. Most people at $200,000 a year do not have a money problem. They have a hole problem. The belt is running at full speed. The hole is just bigger than they realized. And here is the thing about holes, they do not announce themselves. They have names like lifestyle, convenience, status, and I deserve this. And by the time most high earners notice the hole, they have been standing next to a very fast belt for a very long time with almost nothing to show for it. Let us start with a number that should genuinely stop you cold. According to research on high earner finances, roughly 1 in 3 Americans earning over $150,000 a year describe themselves as living paycheck to paycheck. 1 in 3. These are not people who had bad luck. These are not people who had a medical emergency or a job loss. These are people collecting paychecks that most of the country will never see, and still running out of money before the next one arrives. And before you say that sounds impossible, let us actually follow the money. Because when you run the real math on a $200,000 salary in 2026, what you find is not a mystery. It is completely logical. It is just nobody ever lays it out this clearly. Step 1. Taxes. A $200,000 salary in 2026 puts Marcus in the 32% federal bracket on his top dollars. Add state income tax. Let us say he lives somewhere like California or New York, and his effective total tax rate lands somewhere around 38 to 42%. So before Marcus touches a single dollar, roughly $80,000 of his $200,000 is already gone. He is now working with about $120,000. That is his real starting point. Not $200,000. $120,000. And everything that happens next comes out of that number. Now here is where it gets painful. Because $120,000 sounds like plenty. And it is, unless you made the decisions that almost every high earner makes, which happen gradually and feel completely reasonable in the moment. Decision 1. The house. When Marcus hit $200,000, he bought a house that fit his income. Not extravagant, just appropriate. A $750,000 home in a good neighborhood. Mortgage at current 2026 rates, property taxes, insurance, and basic maintenance. That is roughly $5,200 a month. $62,400 a year. Gone. He is now at $57,600 remaining. Decision 2. The cars. He and his partner both needed reliable transportation. 2 car payments, 1 lease on something nice because he earned it, 1 newer SUV for the family. Insurance, registration, gas, maintenance. That is roughly $2,400 a month between both vehicles. $28,800 a year. Gone. He is now at $28,800 remaining. Decision 3. The lifestyle that matches the address. This is the one nobody talks about because it is not one big decision. It is 400 small ones. The neighborhood he moved into has a certain standard. The parents at his kids' school take certain vacations. His colleagues eat at certain restaurants. His gym membership upgraded because the old one felt embarrassing at his income level. The groceries changed because Whole Foods is 2 blocks away and the other option is a 20-minute drive. Dining out 3 to 4 times a week because after working the hours that produce a $200,000 salary, cooking feels impossible on a Tuesday night. Subscriptions, streaming, wine club, the housekeeper every 2 weeks because the house is now big enough to need one, the landscaper, the kids' activities, the occasional weekend away because the stress has to go somewhere. Conservatively, and I mean conservatively, this lifestyle maintenance layer runs $3,000 to $4,000 a month for a family. $36,000 to $48,000 a year. He is now at somewhere between negative $7,000 and positive $7,200 for the year. That is before retirement contributions. Before his kids' college fund. Before any emergency. Before a single dollar of actual wealth building. Marcus is earning $200,000 a year and his margin is essentially zero. Here is the sentence I want you to actually keep from this video. A high income does not make you wealthy. A high income with a low expense floor makes you wealthy. Those are two completely different people, and from the outside they can look identical for years. Now let us follow Daniel's $100,000 salary through the same exercise, because this is where the comparison gets genuinely uncomfortable for anyone earning more than him. Daniel's taxes are lower. His effective rate lands around 28%. He takes home roughly $72,000 a year. $6,000 a month. And here is what he does with it. He rents a 2-bedroom apartment for $1,800 a month. His 2015 Camry is paid off. Insurance and gas run him $200 a month. He cooks most nights, not because he is disciplined, but because he genuinely enjoys it and the habit was already built before his income ever became something to manage. He maxes his Roth IRA every year, $7,500. He contributes enough to his 401k to grab the full employer match and then a bit more, about $12,000 a year total going into retirement accounts. And after all of that, rent, car, food, utilities, retirement contributions, a reasonable amount for entertainment and travel, Daniel has roughly $800 to $1,200 a month left over that goes into a taxable brokerage account without drama. Let us run what 6 years of that looks like at 7% returns. $19,500 a year into retirement accounts plus $12,000 a year into the brokerage. 6 years. That is roughly $185,000 in invested assets, not counting growth. With growth at 7%, somewhere north of $220,000. Marcus, in the same 6 years, if his margin is truly near zero, has his house equity, which is real but illiquid, and whatever he managed to scrape into a 401k in months where nothing broke. Same 6 years. One person is approaching $250,000 in liquid invested assets. The other owns a nice house and a tight feeling in his chest on the first of every month. So let us name the holes. Because vague awareness that you are spending too much does not help anyone. You need to be able to look at your own finances and point at the specific place the money is falling through. Hole 1, the house that ate the raise. This is the most common and the most expensive. Almost every meaningful income jump in America gets immediately converted into a housing upgrade. New job paying $50,000 more, new apartment or new house within 18 months. The raise disappears into square footage and the person ends up with the same margin they had before, just with nicer walls around it. The house feels like an asset. The mortgage feels like a bill. And the gap between those two feelings is where wealth goes to die. Hole 2, the car math nobody does. 2 car payments on a high income feel completely manageable month to month. That is exactly the problem. Nobody adds them up annually, multiplies by the opportunity cost of what that money could become invested over a decade, and then looks at the number. If you did that math and still chose the car payment, that would at least be an informed decision. Almost nobody does that math. Hole 3. The convenience tax. High incomes come with high hours. High hours come with a genuine scarcity of time. And time scarcity is the most effective marketing tool ever invented because it makes every convenience purchase feel rational. The food delivery because you are too tired to cook. The premium everything because the cheaper version requires more time you do not have. The housekeeper, the lawn service, the dry cleaning pickup. None of these are wrong individually. Collectively, they are often $1,500 to $2,500 a month of spending that compounds quietly for years. Hole 4. The social floor. Your peer group sets your spending floor without ever saying a word. When everyone around you takes a certain kind of vacation, drives a certain kind of car, sends their kids to a certain kind of activity, not matching that standard feels like a choice that requires explanation. It is not, but it feels like it is. And that feeling costs the average high earner somewhere between $10,000 and $20,000 a year in purchases they did not actually want, for an audience that was not actually watching. Hole 5. The I deserve it tax. This one is the sneakiest because it is true. You do work hard. The hours are real. The stress is real. The sacrifice is real. And somewhere in the brain, a high income starts to feel like permission to upgrade, to treat yourself, to stop tracking, to round up. I deserve it is not a feeling. It is a spending category. And for most high earners, it is the largest uncategorized line item in the budget. So what does it look like when someone actually converts a high income into wealth? Because this is not a video about suffering. It is not about driving a 2003 Civic when you earn $200,000 a year. It looks like deliberately choosing a house that is one level below what the bank will approve. Not a shack. Just not the maximum. The bank will approve Marcus for a $900,000 mortgage. He buys an $600,000 house. That single decision is worth more than any investment pick he will ever make. It looks like one car payment maximum, ideally zero, regardless of income. The status the second car provides is real. The cost of it compounding against you for 30 years is realer. It looks like automating wealth building before lifestyle has a chance to claim the money. The month a raise lands, before the spending adjusts to match it, a portion of that raise goes directly into an investment account. Not what is left over after the new normal. Before the new normal gets established. It looks like having an honest conversation once a year about the social floor, about which parts of the lifestyle you are living because you genuinely want them and which parts you are living because leaving them would require an explanation you do not feel like having. And it looks like treating I deserve it as a real budget category with a real number attached to it, not an unlimited override on every other financial decision. So let us go back to where we started. Marcus and Daniel. Friday evening. Two very different direct deposit notifications. Marcus has been earning $200,000 for 6 years now. On paper, he is successful in every way that shows. The house is impressive. The cars are impressive. The vacations get good engagement. His net worth, when he actually adds it up, which he avoids, is mostly the equity in the house and a 401k he has been under-contributing to because the margin was never there. He is not failing. He is just running a very fast conveyor belt with a hole at the end. And the belt has been running for 6 years. Daniel retired last spring at 47. Not in a beach house. In the same apartment he has rented for 11 years, which now costs him less than Marcus's monthly car insurance. He does some consulting work because he likes it, not because he needs it. His invested assets, the ones he built on half of Marcus's income over 12 years, crossed $800,000 last year. His monthly expenses are $3,200. At a 4% withdrawal rate, his portfolio throws off more than he spends every single month without touching the principal. Same city. Same year of graduating college. One of them built a number that buys freedom. The other built a lifestyle that buys the appearance of it. Neither of them is smarter. Neither got luckier. One of them just understood earlier that income is the belt, not the destination. And the destination was always the hole, closing it, slowly, one boring decision at a time, until the belt had nowhere to go but forward. Here is the thing I want you to actually do today. Not someday. Today. Add up your fixed monthly commitments, housing, cars, subscriptions, every recurring payment, and divide by your monthly take-home. If that number is above 60%, you have a hole. Not a crisis. A hole. And holes can be closed one decision at a time. If this hit differently than you expected, if you came in thinking this was a video about other people and left thinking about your own belt, hit subscribe because this channel exists for exactly that moment. Every week we find the pattern nobody is saying out loud and we say it as clearly as we can. Drop a comment and tell me, what is the biggest hole you have ever had in your own conveyor belt? I read every single one and I guarantee someone else watching right now needs to hear that they are not alone in it. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next one.